FraudTax Audio. We're sitting here with DJ Love.
What's
good?
Up? What's really good? What's popping? What's cracking?
Not too much. I've been listening to your mix all day.
Oh, thank you.
And I fuck with the vibes a lot. Like, I've heard you live. I've heard you, you do like the house fire.
Yeah.
What's the other one? You've done a lot of things recently.
Yeah. Hella warehouse parties. Yeah. Like, I've done Silk City, The Saint.
Yeah.
Like, a few places, V-Files. Yeah. That was cool.
Yo, we gotta talk about that. But what's your favorite thing to do? What's your preferred? Do you like doing more house party type thing? Do you like doing warehouse stuff with a huge space? People get lost. People go crazy. You like doing the bar?
I think, like, lately I've been fucking with, like, clubs. I think, like, I always love warehouse parties, but it really just depends on, like, the warehouse. Like, the first, like, what really, like, got me into, like, the rave scene was, like, when I lived in New York, I went to Holy Mountain, which is, like, hosted by this person called Lady Fag. Okay. And it's, like, a 3-story warehouse party. Wow. Like, probably, like, 8 different DJs. Like, that shit's crazy.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So when I came to...
$40 entry ticket?
Yeah. It definitely was. But it was worth it. It goes until, like 4 or 6 a.m. And, like, it's just, like... bright lights and like you got one room with like techno lights and one room with just like all dark. Like it was just like really cool to see. And like because I've experienced that, I think like I don't know, like because I've experienced that, I can't really give up warehouse parties. Right. It's just like
Are you trying to build up to that?
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm trying to do, you feel me? Yeah. Like Philly has, like, a different vibe, I've noticed. Like, when it comes to warehouse parties, like, I fuck with it, though. I think, like, the warehouse parties that I've gone to that were really, like, fire, like, seltzer, like...
Yeah, especially seltzer.
Yeah, that type of energy is, like, where I'm at. Yeah. Like, especially being, like, black and queer. Yeah. Like, that's definitely, like... Yeah. You gotta experience that. It's crazy.
Definitely. Shout out to Bearcat.
Yeah. Shout out to Chaska. Chaska's dope. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Clubs are cool, though. Like, I fuck with that you can, like, you have somewhere, like, safe that you can go. Because some of these warehouse parties, they're not really that safe. Definitely. Like, it's definitely, like...
It's, like, not up to code. Like,
it's no code whatsoever.
Like, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Mans get lost somewhere. You never find them again for like 3 weeks. You're like, whoa.
For real. Yeah. People be falling asleep. They wake up in the morning like, why am I still here? Right. But like, I don't know. I like warehouse parties because of that low key.
Yeah,
but
the danger aspect
of it.
Yeah.
But clubs, like the Dolphin is like kind of cool. But I don't know. I think it also depends on like the club. But those are my two.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So... Are you from Philly? Where are you from?
So born in Philly, raised in Jersey, and also raised in New York.
Wow, you got the whole...
Yeah. Like, when people be like, where you from? I just be like, tri-state. Yeah, like, it's so hard to pick. Because, like, I was in Philly until I was, like 5 or 6, and then I moved to... Excuse me. I was in West, 58th and Arch. Like, I seen a lot of shit at a young age. That shit was crazy. Okay. But I was there, and then I was also living in, like, South Jersey because my parents were like, oh, like, it's bad in this neighborhood. We need to go somewhere, like, safer. So I went to South Jersey. It's, like, hella white people and, like, Hollister.
Yo.
It was just like, all right, flip-flops in 30-degree weather, let's do it. Yeah. But I don't know. South Jersey was like weird. Like, I got made fun of a lot and like bullied because I was always like different. Yeah. And like I was never really just like normal. Like, I was just always doing crazy shit. Even, like, with my hair still, like...
Yeah, from a young age, you were kind of, like, just experimenting a lot, doing your own thing. Hollister dudes was probably not about...
Yeah, they wasn't about the shit. I was single, though.
I know exactly what you mean when you say Hollister. Like,
yeah, I was definitely, like, on my own way. It was too funny. After that, then I moved to, like, North Jersey. like East Orange, like that was a vibe, like hella Jersey Club like parties,
Okay.
like that was definitely. I think that was like the beginning of like
Yeah. Like, oh, I
me
found.
going up, yeah, and just experiencing shit, and then like New York was like after high school,
Okay.
and I like was just chilling out there for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
How long did you live in New York for?
like maybe like 3 years. Yeah.
And you was like, time to go back to Philly?
I moved back to Philly because like my parents were like going to Africa and they were like, "Oh, like we want to spend some time with you before like we leave." So I came down and like it was just like, I don't know. I left my parents' crib when I was like at 18 because I wanted to like pursue art. Like I was doing art at the time. So like I paint and whatnot. And they didn't really want to like support me going to school for it. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm about to just do my own shit.
Yeah.
And like I left. So like when they were like, oh, like come back, it was just like a repeat of everything that happened. I was like, okay, I'm moving out. Like this shit is not cool. Yeah.
I feel like everyone has that time where like, all right, parents not feeling what I'm doing right now. But I'm about to change the world, so
yeah,
I'll
that
see y'all
part.
when
That part. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes you like, especially being in our like generation, you kind of have to teach like your parents. Like it's something about like our era. Like we have to teach them how to love, like how to be creative, and like
how to feel comfortable being in that.
Yeah.
Mode, you know, because if anything, technology's proven that
you could literally,
can't do anything,
yeah,
you know?
You can literally do anything. Like you can have like any type of career you want. It doesn't have to be like a book career. Like you can make your own job, you know? Like it's crazy. And I think when they start to see that, they kind of just like, you either have like the parents that are like low key hating, so they just mad as shit for no reason,
just because you have the idea.
Yeah. Or you have the parents that are like, oh, okay, like I see what you're doing, like I support you. But I mean, I had the parents that was like, I don't know, they were kind of just like, I think they wanted me to do what I wanted to do, but they also felt like what I wanted to do wasn't gonna like help me like survive. But like, I don't know, I've been DJing for about a year now.
Wow,
and like,
really?
yeah.
What? I thought I was gonna get the whole. Yeah, it's been like 6 years now.
I'm crying. You know what? Honestly, like time is a huge factor, but it's another factor is also just being like dedicated to like what you do. Like when I first started, like literally I would get up and just DJ.
Yeah.
Like might sound dirty. I wouldn't even brush my teeth. I would just get up. Get up and DJ.
Oh, that's the grind, yo. Especially when you got something to prove, you know? Like, you probably were like, I need to get at this right now, right?
Yeah, and it made me feel better. Like, music just is like therapy. Like, that shit's real. Like, as soon as you listen to, like, a song you love, like, your whole energy changes.
Yeah.
So, like...
You get that little tingle.
Yeah, you know, like, how people, like, wake up and meditate in the morning? Like, I actually meditate now, but, like, when you wake up and, like... you do some form of meditation, whether it be like listening to music, like doing a face mask, like sitting and just being quiet, like that was like meditation to me. And when you meditate over and over again, you start to become like one with it. So you know what I mean? Like
really good way of putting that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out to those morning routines where you like.
Yes, those are important. You know?
Hell yeah.
Like I used to be getting so mad, like my sisters are crazy. Like my whole family's just crazy. But like I would be chilling the night before, go to sleep. Like as soon as I wake up, I would get some type of like angry call or somebody complaining about something.
Really?
Or like, yeah, like or my parents snapping about something. Like hearing that as soon as you wake up just fucks up
it can fuck
your whole day.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like that's why it's super important. Like you gotta like really like that's self-love, like for real, just waking up and like doing what you want.
Right.
Like even like I don't know, like cause even now I DJ full time. Like I've learned to kind of I DJ full time. I've learned that like it has its struggles, but at the end of the day, I'm like still happy.
Yeah.
Like I'll have days where I'm like, fuck, like I'm crying and shit. I'm a Cancer, so like that's just a part of me. I can't stop it. But like some days, like I'm just like, all right, well, I'd rather be doing this instead of like working a 9 to 5. Because even though I'm struggling, like I still have enough money, like surprisingly, praise the Lord, I have enough money to do what I need. Like I'm getting booked like pretty consistently and like I'm like happy. I'm constantly like in this like therapeutic like mind state like when I do music. So like all of that, like I kind of just learned to like appreciate those parts of it and like work harder so I have more of that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's up. Like that sounds like, I don't know. When a lot of people say like I DJ full time, like I know a couple of DJs like DJ full time, but I see like a franticness, and then they're like, "Yo, I need this," or "Why didn't this happen?" or la da da, and it's just like, yo, man. Like
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still be having those frantic moments, but then it's kind of like you have to like, like something in your brain has to click. Like, why? What's the point of me being frantic? Like, what is this gonna do?
Yeah, it's
like,
just, it will hinder the art for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You kind of have to like be at peace with it. Like even though the franticness comes from like not being stable and that fear of being stable, but once you take away that fear from everything, it's kind of just like
freedom.
Fuck it. Like, you know, like you start taking more risks, and then when you take more risks, you end up falling into more shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like
that's what's up, yo. Do you think that it like, has it ever pigeonholed you into like having a certain sound for a period of time, or doing what, or like selling out on this or that simply because you feel like this is what you need to do to keep doing this? Like, talk about.
So that's like, actually, I would love that question, or like, shout
out to Dentana actually, because we had a very long conversation about just like DJs in the city that are like, I don't know, have the fear probably, you know, and I just like, and she told, it's not about me, but she was just basically like, yo, there's two type of people. There's people that like do this for this and they do that for that, and like you gotta know who you are. But yeah, that kind of helped me form that question a little bit. Her saying that.
Yes, I love Den. So, like, with that, when I first started, I remember it like it was yesterday. When I first started, I went to Rec Philly. I was with my homie Dan. We were in the studio. Dan was like, yo, this shit hot. Dan is always hyped, no matter what he says. He's always hyped. So he's like, yo, this shit hot, yo. You gonna be big one day, love. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. I was like, okay, bet. So I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, when I first started DJing, I would play a lot of like house, but like weird house music, like tech house, or I would play like ballroom house. Ballroom house is like my shit. I love seeing people like Vogue and like just like the different types of way people dance to it. And ballroom house is kind of like, it's similar to like Baltimore club and like Jersey club, but like queer as fuck. So like, it's like dope, and just like the culture behind it, like the 90s. Anyways,
no, we know what you're talking about.
Anyways, I used to be playing all that shit, and I used to be getting booked for stuff, and then had asked me to do like the Queer Sundays, and when I did the Queer Sundays, I was like, all right, bet, like I could really play what I want. And the more like I did like gigs that were outside, I noticed like how like some people would be like, oh, like I feel like the Philly crowd is so used to just hearing trap, and like I'm coming from like Jersey, like North Jersey and like New York, around, where you hear everything. Like it don't matter what club you go to, like you're gonna hear something different. But when I came down here, I'm like, yo, like it's just like all hip hop. Like I love hip hop and I love trap, but like I don't know, like I'm just not hearing something different in like a place that plays like a consistent sound to me is like more appealing. So I would just do that a lot, and I would have like people who would be like, oh, like you should just play trap, you'll get booked more. And then I'll have people that be like, oh, like I fuck with your music, like it's sorry. I'm crying. It's too funny. Yeah, so you got like the two people, and these people, I'd be like, all right, well, I mean, if you want to hear trap, you don't have to book me.
Right.
Like, it's whatever.
You don't have to come to any of my
Like,
shit.
yeah. Like, not to say I don't, like, play it, but if I play trap, I'm going to mix it in with, like, like, I'm going to make it sound different. It's not going to sound like regular trap music. Yeah. You feel me? So, like, I don't know. I feel like you should always follow your mood. It's important to read the crowd, of course, but sometimes, like, you have to guide the crowd, too.
Sometimes people don't know what they need to hear.
Yeah, like, some people come into, like, a bar, and, like, that person might usually listen to, like, let's say their favorite artist is Cardi B, Rihanna, and, like, Beyonce. So, like, if I were to play in that bar and, like, I'm playing, I would just play, like, either remixes, like, ballroom house remixes, like, because I know, like, people like to hear something that is familiar to them, but I also, like, I need to make it different because it's, like, I'm a different DJ. Right. I think that's what, like, stands us all apart, though, like, how, like, we play certain things. Like, like, I don't know, I'm into, like, Bolly Funk and, like, Afrobeat, too. And, like, I play a lot of remixes, but I'm never, it's always going to sound like love. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that's important. Like, even if you, I don't know, like, by then saying that, like, there are, like, some people that would, like, they're more so, like people pleasers, so they'll often, like, play, like, top 40, but, like, that's just, like, because, like, they need the bread, and, like, they're just gonna play that because they know, like, that's, like, essential.
Yeah, no one's like, this is whack.
Me, I'm kind of just, like, at a point where I'm like, man, I'm gonna play what I want. Yeah. Eventually, like, I'm not trying to be, like, eventually I want to be doing festivals, and, like, I want to be doing, like, bigger shit where it's, like, if you see my name on a flyer, you know I'm about to play some different shit. You know it's gonna be, like, some, it's an experience for me. Like, when I, like, spin, it's like I'm putting you onto some new shit, so that way when you go out, it's not the same anymore. Like, so I turned you out, like, it's a wrap. You feel me? Like, I don't know.
So that's, like, your agenda when you, like, because, I mean, listening to your stuff, like, there's no, okay, let me slow this down because this transition is gonna make into, like, another song that you heard before. It's always something. You know what I mean? I think last time I talked to you, it was, like, somewhere over here before. We were talking about you use Tractor, right? And it's like you like mix, like, 4 different tracks together. You know, talk about I don't know, I don't know at all how you do that, but talk about your process going into, like, making, like, just like, I don't know, I like to think of it as just, like, non-stop, like, it's just, like, it doesn't stop, you know, like, sometimes music slows down and then something else, and then there's a build-up, but I don't hear a point where it stops. You know, talk about your mixing.
So my mixing, shout outs to my homie Cosmo's Night. She actually, like, really encouraged me to, like, also, like, do, like, DJing. I remember when I was living in New York, she always be like, love, like, why don't you mix? Like, you'll feel so much better. Like, I was just like, okay. Like, and, like, it started from that, and what she used was Tractor, and she was like, I got this small controller, but, like, she used to have, like, a bigger controller, and then she had, like, the small one, and the small one, like, just had knobs on it. So I'm like, all right, like, it's just knobs. What about the spin and spin? Like, would you feel me? Like, what am I gonna do with this? So she's like, yo, like, if you're, like, starting out, like, try a Tractor. And she was like, it's really good for, like, making, like, remixes and stuff. And I love remixes, so I'm just like, all right. So I buy a Tractor, and I find out that you can have 4 decks. And they have this, like, setting on there where you can have, like, you can do, like, a remix deck and make, like, a remix within, like, one box. But, like, I didn't have the equipment for that. So I would just use, like, the 4 decks. I would, like, sometimes, like, I'll produce, like, my own beats, or, like, I'll make, like, little loops, and then I'll loop it, like, on one deck and, like, remix a track, like, 2 different tracks. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. But I'm so.
It's
I'm
like
ignoring.
it's so bad. I wish I had my computer. I don't know, like, so when you're using FraudTax, you have the option of creating your own beat.
Mm-hmm.
You have an option of like remixing a song with another song, like during the same time, so that way you can like do like 2 tracks kind of at once. And I just started doing that because like I don't know, I love different beats and sounds, and especially like with techno music and like sounds like that, there's like 4 different beats at once.
Yeah.
And like
There's a lot going on.
yeah, it's like always a lot going on. But with that, you can also like manipulate it and like make a sound different.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's always room to change it.
Yeah.
With Tractor, there's always room. Like some people use like Serato, but I feel like that more so that's more so for someone who likes touching like turntables and shit. Like I'm more so like a blender.
Yeah.
Like that's why
Like
it kind of feels like it doesn't end. Like when I do music, I like blend it. Like it flows like from one song to the other. Like the only time like I really like, I guess like use effects and shit is when I'm using like CDJs. But like other than that, like I like blending stuff. Like I just like how that sounds. I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, that's one of the. And I was going to ask you this question. Like, that's one of the. That's one of the things when you DJ is like you keep the beat, you keep it moving, you keep people dancing. You don't like, you know. What do you think? I'm just asking you. What do you think? For you personally, what is the duty of a DJ for you? Like when you get up there, when you got all your stuff, you dolled up, you got your thing, you like everyone's looking at you. Like when you press start, like what is your job?
I'm always like, okay, my job is to make people dance, make people happy, make people curious, and make people open, give people a different energy, so that way like they become open to like talking to people or like starting conversation. You feel me? I want them to wonder like, oh, what's this sound? This sound is new to me. Like I'm about to go look this up. Like when I get home, you know what I mean?
What is this song?
Like, Shazam! Like you're not gonna find it
because that makes it.
It's too funny. Yeah, I think that's the point of it. Like. Because you could, like, also reading the crowd and seeing what, like, energy people are on. Because, like, I don't always play, like, turn-up music. I think it depends on, like, the setting. Like, for example, if someone booked me for, a chill event with, like interviews and shit, like, just to play music, like, I'm going to play something, like, more chill. It's still going to be lit, but, like, you know, it won't be the same energy. But I think that's the duties of a DJ. Like, I want people to like sweat. I want people to like really like have some like real energy. Like,
get it out. Like people. Something I've noticed that comes in handy with the parties, people who promote events and stuff like that, who are like in charge of like the litness of a place, like DJs, like bartenders, like event coordinators. Like people come to these events because something goes on outside when they go to work or where they go deal with real life, and they get off and they want to drink and they want to like kind of let loose. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of times DJs are the people that like come here and like let all of your inhibition out and let all of your insecurity out, let all of your all the bullshit of the day out on the dance floor and like get it down. And like then the best DJs are the ones that get people doing that, even if they thought they were gonna come there and let loose or not. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get people that just come there to spectate or just come there to be social or just show face or some shit like that, but you end up getting them on the dance floor. Like I remember seeing footage of you at function, like destroying.
Oh yeah,
destroying it. Apparently, like, y'all are still hear about it. Like, I mean, and it's like that's like the. I don't know. You get people like, I mean, because I'm sure function is used to I can confidently say, I'm sure functions used to a certain type of, like, you know.
Yeah, to actually see, that was crazy. The funny thing is, when I was spinning, I couldn't see nothing from up there. Yeah. Up there? I looked up, like, maybe twice, and I was just like, all right.
Yo,
I don't see nobody booing, so I think I'm good. I'm like,
nah. Yeah,
that's too funny.
Going up there and, like, being able to, like, kind of show people another...
They started breakdancing. Yeah.
What? Yeah. What are some of your influences for, like, music? Like you say you produce and stuff to and when you DJ and stuff like that, what are your influences as far as, like, I don't know, the type of vibe you want to curate, or is there anybody that, like, I don't know, inspired you to do or inspired you to perform in a certain way or anything like that?
Okay. So in terms of, like, I guess, like, musical influence, it would come from, like, the whole, like, 90s era, like, rave culture. That influences me a lot. DJs that, like, kind of influenced me, like Cosmo, like she's definitely, like, someone that I fuck with heavy.
She based in Philadelphia?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, she's based in, like, Jersey. Okay. She's from Ohio.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yo, shouts out to Ohio. I gotta come down and interview some people.
For real. Let me see. Also, musical inspiration would come from multiple, like SoundCloud, like the whole platform. Because even, like, SoundCloud, like, I don't know, seeing, like, other artists do things, like, and seeing other artists, like, kind of, like, release their work without, like, any fear.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, they just release it and call it. Like, that inspires me a lot.
Because it just makes, like, a billion genres, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it, like, kind of destroys what a genre is at the same time by, like, once a new version of something comes out every day, it's like you can't say something is one thing, right? So it's like, I think it's the beauty of, like we were saying before, like, it's like your parents not knowing, like, oh, like, what it is that you do and if you can be successful doing it. You know what I mean? But you have this technology and these platforms like SoundCloud that just come out, and it, like you can create a whole new color on SoundCloud and then make millions of dollars doing it. Look at Lil Pump. Look at, like, all these other, you know, probably bad examples right now, but
it's
but
okay.
Like, you know, look at all these people that go and do it, and, like, no one ever thought, like, oh, he just did that. That's how it is. And it's like, yeah, like, you can do whatever. Sorry, I love SoundCloud.
Yeah, see, like, I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah. SoundCloud's awesome. Let's see, what else is an inspiration? My culture, like, I'm African, Liberian, so a lot of, like, I play a lot of, like, that's probably why I like stuff that's, like, so much, because even, like, in the African culture, like, they use so many instruments at once, like, different types of drums, like, they make their own instruments, like, all of that is just, like, you feel me, it's just, like, fuck, like, all these different sounds, like, you can literally, like, even hearing that drum beat, it's just like, damn, like, I'm ready to just, like, I don't know how I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna fuck it up, you know? Like,
so is that your mentality going into it? We can get back to this. I jump around.
No, it's okay.
Is that your mentality going into it? Because a lot of people, like, have a set thing. Like, I know when I'm doing stuff sometimes, like, all right, I'm gonna fuck around a little bit, but I know if it gets weird, I can jump into this and it'll be lit. Like,
that's so funny.
But is that your mentality going into stuff sometimes? It's like, yo, okay, this is cool. Like, cause you got 4 things. Like, this is cool. All right, let me do this and then that. Like, what? Like, how do you?
I never plan my sets.
You never plan?
No. Like, so I recently started doing this. Like, like, as of last house fire.
Wow, okay.
I'm like, I recently started putting, like, songs into a crate, but I have over 4,000 songs. So while I'm DJing, I literally am just looking through the list and just picking whatever I think might sound good. I remember what this song sounds like, kind of, so I'm going to play that, you feel me?
Yeah.
And, like, that's kind of why I use like the 2 decks too, because what I'll do is like I'll experiment with like the beat of the song. So like I'll play the beat before I'll play the rest of the song and try to blend that in with something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
So
yeah.
it's kind of like me testing, like, oh, is this gonna work? Like this might.
And you do not
like,
live. People can hear you doing that.
Yeah. I'm just like.
Yo, it sounds fucking dope, yo.
It's so funny. But it makes it a lot easier when you like actually put like songs into a crate. Like not that you have to like organize, so like, oh, I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna play that, but putting everything into like a smaller crate so you're not picking out of like a
4,000,
huge ass.
yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
So it kind of cuts down the time, because sometimes like if you're looking for a song and you like literally don't know what you about to play, and there's like 4,000 songs.
Like, oh, shit, what if this doesn't
5 seconds left.
That's horrible. That's a real fear right there, right?
For real. Talk about fear.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit.
That's real shit.
So funny. I can't.
But yeah, bro, I'm looking through. Oh, I turned it up on my watch. That's what happened. Looking through your Instagram and stuff like that, I see a lot of you like just being super like body positive, super like conscious of like who you are, not letting like the negative. And you said before like the Hollister dudes would not fucking with like who like. I don't know, how you put yourself together. How do you think what you do, being DJ, producing, just like out here coordinating events, showing up places, being in front of the spotlight, how do you think that platform, I don't know, how do you think doing that like helps, I don't know, people around you or people that come to your events or like the culture kind of, talk about your effect, like talk about all that.
Okay. So, like, my purpose in life, I feel, is to be able to like encourage people and inspire people to do what they want to do. It doesn't really matter what age. And like I feel as though like my real dream is to be able to like create some type of outlet for like the youth to like go to, like, and be able to express themselves, whether it be like artistically, like musically, like with painting, whatever, and be able to like showcase that to the world. So like the way I post online is kind of just like, I like to show people that like I'm vulnerable, like I'm human, and I like to show people that like I struggle, but like I'm not gonna quit like following my dream. Like you can watch me like while I follow this, and I want you to follow yours too without like any regret. Because at the end of the day, like you live for your happiness, you don't live for anyone else's. Whether that be like a job that you're working at, like if you don't like that job, like I encourage you to become your own entrepreneur, which is like what I am too. Like I'm becoming self-employed and making like bread off of something that I actually like love to do. So it's like, I don't know, like in terms of like being body positive, like I've always been like super like body positive. Like even with like when I used to paint and stuff, I would do a lot of like self-portraits and like portraits of like other people and like do like figures and whatnot. Like I feel like it's very important to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, like you can't really love anyone else.
Yeah, you can't love anything else.
Yeah, it makes it hard for you to like really enjoy life if you're like constantly worrying about like what someone else is thinking about you, or like how you're doing something, how something else is going to affect someone, when like you really should just be like all about you. Like you should really love yourself. Like when you love yourself, you take 100% in like whatever you want to do. Like it doesn't hold you back, you know. But yeah, like I don't know, I always like I want to encourage people to really like follow their dreams. Like I feel we're at a point in like the world where like you can do whatever you want, you can make whatever you want, anything is possible. Especially if you have like that energy behind it and that mindset of just like loving and like positivity and just like being open and being like free and not taking away like any hatred you have, any negativity, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, that definitely seeps out. Like when it comes to you, like you have an effect on the I don't even know how to say Philly culture. You know what I mean? Like you being like a one amongst like I don't know how many people are in the city doing things, but like and have that kind of output like looking at your page, like I do my research for everybody that I have, and it's just like, what do I feel from this? Like, what blah, blah, blah. Your name's DJ Love. Like, you know, you have like this presentation, and it's just like, I love myself. I have this love to give for everybody else. Like, and I make music, so in my type of events you come to, you're gonna feel like you can get this. Like, other people that like listen to me or around me, friends with me, they're gonna all have like it's just like a thing, you know. It's like it culminates. I don't know if that's the right word. Like everyone, it's like a transfer of that. Like so, it's definitely a great thing, and I definitely wanted to bring it up simply because like a lot of people don't have that like I don't know that confidence to be like a certain way to step in front of the spotlight and like say this is me and like this is what I'm doing, this is how I feel, and you should too, and like and blah blah blah. So it's just like I don't know. It's like the best possible way, and it's like a good name too. Like I wanted to ask you where you came up with the but where you like the information for the name for was.
Well, my real name is Lavette.
Okay.
So like I just cut it short.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because even when I was looking for a DJ name, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna call myself? Like anything else, and I'm just gonna feel weird. So I was just like, all right.
No, you got
let's just call it Love, call it a day, and
right.
take it as is. But I don't know, like it's weird because like when I was younger, I used to really like I did not like my name at all.
No?
Like like I didn't like it, and like the older I became, I was just like, all right, Love. What does love mean to me? Like that's like. Even though my name is Love, like, what does that mean to me? Like, I grew up in, like, my parents weren't really, like, the affectionate type. Like, they're African, so, like, them yelling at you is, like, just them talking.
Where they from in Africa?
Liberia, Monrovia.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, like, a village. They, like, have, like, I think, like, 4 different dialects, maybe 3. And, like, everyone's, like, separated by, like, tribes. Like,
yeah. Africa's a lot of that. Yeah.
Like, they grew up, like... I remember my mom was telling me my dad, like, when he was younger, like, this is how, like, crazy, like, they went through war and everything, but, like, my dad was, like, literally thrown in, like, nature, and, like, he had to fend for himself for, like, months, like, just because of, like, how their culture is over there with their tribe. Like, that's
like a cultural thing for
them. That's what they do with, like, all the men, so, like... Yeah.
Wow, I'm dead. So.
I'm crying. Yeah, so like his definition of love and my parents' definition of love was like I'm giving you like a place to lay your head. I'm giving you food to eat. And you still alive, right? Okay, you good. I love you, nigga.
Wow. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, that's their definition of love. I think my definition of love would be like unconditional, non-judgmental, warm, fun, and just bright. Like, so like when I asked myself like, what is love to me? Like, and I told myself that it made me like my name even more because I wasn't like subjecting myself to like other people's definitions of love. I was making my own definition. Yeah.
That's what's up. Creating your own, like, you already know on his head, but creating your own stuff is definitely heavily important when you go into like, I don't know, like branding and stuff. Like, learn to brand yourself the right way. Yeah. A beneficial way for everybody around you too, you know?
Yeah.
Spreading the music and stuff like that. Still spreading that brand, you know? You got DJ Love up there playing this, and this vibe's affecting you this way, and this love is also reaching you this way.
It's crazy because, like, when I was growing up, and whenever I did live in, like, South Jersey, I would come down to, like, Philly every now and then and go to, like, these, like, parties and shit out here. And, like, those parties then compared to now, I haven't seen, like, one like violent, like you feel me?
Yeah,
like
where it's, like,
it's
people fighting.
like when I was growing up, niggas used to be fighting. As soon as you go out, like party just ended like a minute ago.
Yeah,
Y'all niggas
yeah.
already fighting.
Everybody
like
fighting and stuff like that.
what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
But here it's just like, okay, like it's different. You can tell that like people are changing a little bit. Like
I think they got more to protect. I think people are investing a little more in themselves, especially. And I mean, when I moved here a while ago, and this is just Philadelphia, like I don't know too much about surrounding areas. When I moved here, it wasn't a lot of people like trying to like take up the mantle of being like an influencer for the night. You know, people don't. When I moved here, a lot of people were asking me where to go. About like I know where to go. I don't know where to go.
like I just moved here.
I just met you guys. And it like, but a lot of people now are like, yo, I got to move, and they're like building like big shops for like where you can go every night. This time, like people are doing things all throughout the week, and like, I mean, maybe it's because I'm getting to that age where I like pay more, or I'm just paying more attention to nightlife. But it's like I think people are just like, I don't know. People are taking more seriously like how they're going to spend their time and what environment they're going to be in. You get the certain types of parties, you know what I mean? Like to everyone's benefit, like you don't get those parties where like it's just was it cis white male vibes anymore? You know what I mean? There are those. Those don't exist, you know. So that's why the fighting's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why the Hollister boys aren't anywhere
Yeah,
anymore. Like,
for real. Where are they?
and it's like, and it's like that anyway. But and even like I can remember even when there was those vibes, like even when there are all these types of people, like just like the aggressive like negative types, like there were the fights. You know, I've gotten into situations with people, and it's just been like, oh, why the fuck? I just went out to have a good time, and I'm intoxicated.
Yeah, like wait, yeah. How did I get here?
That aggression was just already there. You know what I mean? I went to the wrong party. And,
Yeah.
like, eventually, those parties just got canceled the fuck out. You know, so like it's definitely a plus, positive, and benefit for I don't know for you, for, you know, for people like you know doing the type of things that you're doing. And that being said, like what in the future, what kind of party are you trying to plan? I always ask people like if they had like a huge budget. I don't want to say $250,000, you know, but just a huge budget, you know. Like what would you do? Like do you have like a grand plan, a grand idea for people that you want to work with, a type of facility?
Ooh, if I had a huge budget, okay. So if I had a huge budget, 3 things would happen. Top 3. Free entry.
Yeah.
Free entry. I would, let's see, you would only have to pay for drinks. And then I would also have like food that you could buy. So like I would do that. And also like it would be queer, people of color oriented, safe space. Let's see. Also, like, I don't know. I would just have, like, shit for people to do, like, in the party,
like
too.
interactive
Yeah,
things.
like, either, like, a pool, have it be a pool, have it be, like crazy games. Like, I would have, like, contests and shit. Like, I remember, like, recently I actually went to, like, Diplo's pool party.
Oh, really?
Best party I've ever gone to.
Where was this at?
Like, it was in Williamsburg in this warehouse. And it was like a pool party that had like drink sponsors. They had like McDonald's just like spread out on the table for everybody to eat.
Oh
and then they were DJing on a truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that was
I
fire.
didn't go to New York with you. I don't ever get what the fuck?
I don't even know how I got there, to be honest. It's just one of those days where you're like, what the fuck? But it would definitely be that. Like, I think my parties would be an experience. Like, I always say experience because you never want to, it's not just going to be a party. Like, you got to, like, come out of that shit like, yo.
I got shit
like,
to do tonight.
Yeah, like, you try and get, like, that's going to be a major move. Like, experience, I want it to be, like, very vibey. I'm very into, like, I don't know. Sometimes I call myself like a goth kid, low key, but I like fog and just like dark lights and shit. Like, cause sometimes you don't really want people looking at you when you like really dancing.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Like,
like.
I know exactly what you mean. Like, don't look me in the eye because you know what I'm looking at. Like,
that's so funny. Yo, I'm crying. Definitely like all that. Like, very like moody. Let's see, and like. DJs are gonna be DJing off of something crazy. If it's not a truck, that shit gonna be like floating. Who knows? Like that shit gonna be crazy. But I definitely like. It would definitely be like a queer event. Like people of color be taken care of. Like there's no type of like all inclusive. But I've gone to like clubs and it'll be like, oh, like. This is a queer space, but then when you're like a person of color going in there, like it's just weird energy. Like I've been to like gay clubs in like gayborhood and treated weird because like I was a person of color. Yeah. But like we're all queer, so it's just like
that's like the wrong people monopolizing off of an idea, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or like a very straight man who opened up, and I'm not gonna say any specific names, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's too funny. Yeah, I want it to be like a safe space. Like safe space, and I'm playing like every genre like possible. Like it's not limited. Sometimes like I really like I'm working on getting my own party like somewhere like really decent so I can like actually DJ for like hours straight and like go the fuck in. Right. Cause sometimes like I be wanting to switch from like one thing to another, but like it's kind of hard when someone only books you for like an hour. So you just like, you know.
Yeah, you gotta stick.
You just play the shits, yeah. But a whole like 4 hours of just like going in.
Go? Like what's your like? You get up in the morning and you got your routine. How long have you gone for? Has it been 4 hours and you realize like, oh shit?
Yeah, it's been hours. Yeah, sometimes like I'll DJ like I'm trying to think how the longest time I've been booked for. I've been booked for like 4 hours and played like all the way through. But like I have so much music that it's like it just never ends. Like I think I could go on for like maybe like 5 hours, maybe 6. Yeah, that's
crazy.
That'd be so fun.
I had
like
this crazy idea one time for like a benefit, like have a DJ like set up and just go for 12 hours to raise money for about
that would be like crazy. Thing, you know to raise money for something.
To raise money for something like a live stream event, and like people can like come on and drop money, blah blah blah. I don't know how you would do that, but I thought about it.
Maybe like Periscope or something.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I look into it. But I was like, who wants to DJ for 12 hours? You know what I mean?
I'll be down.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. I might have to look for music. But I'm at like 10 USBs.
Yeah. Like, have somebody throw you one.
Fuck yeah, for real. Like
give you water and shit and like pass the blood to you.
For real. That's so funny.
You all right? Let's go. No,
I can't.
That's a crazy idea.
Yo.
But is there any gripes that you have as far as like the DJing culture that you've been in, like working, like because you've done stuff all around, right? You've been in New York, V-Files, doing stuff. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But yeah, have you had any like things that maybe have discouraged you or things that you maybe want to change? You had the power to.
So I feel as though, I think it's fairly recent that like in the DJing world, women are starting to get booked more than before. I think sometimes though, like also being a person of color, like even though like I'm a woman, like I still struggle to get booked. Like I feel like a white guy, a straight white guy would get booked before you feel me?
That is true.
Before me, because like just like how the world is, like a lot of these club owners, they don't like if you aren't like personally like friends with someone that they're friends with, then they don't really look at you unless like you look like you know. Yeah, but I think that's like the one thing that kind of made me upset, but I kind of came to a point where it's just like, if they ain't gonna take me, I'm just gonna make my own shit.
Right.
So you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
it's not really that big of a deal.
At the same time, like 100 people are probably also not wanting to go somewhere who sees like the Hollister dude up there, like DJ, and they want to go and see someone that look like you or anybody else that fits their, who fits them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have the audience to follow you, and call that out. Like, yo, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Let's do it here,
You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
That's how I see it. Like, and I guess like it would be like conforming to that like trap sound of always playing like trap music and stuff. Like that used to get me upset, but then I was just like, I'm just gonna play what I want anyways. Yeah.
Break that down.
Yeah. So I don't know. And nothing really makes me like mad. I think like even in the artistic community, like another thing that like be kind of weird sometimes, like clout, like I guess like that could be a thing, but it's kind of just like it depends on how you use it and like how you like what your personal energy is, because like some people like don't really use it for like the better, like, and some people use it just like to encourage people and like actually stand up for things and like speak up for things and like push, like make benefits and like raise money for things, So yeah,
there you go. That's what's up. Like no, I mean, I like to see like a change in like it sucks to think that like the gatekeepers to a lot of things that you want to do are a certain way. You think a certain way, so you can't do it, or like you can't move into that area. But it's also encouraging. It's also like almost as good as an idea to like, oh, say I want to play at the Saint, or I want to play here, I want to play that. It's also a great idea to be like, yo, I don't want to do any of that at all, and I want to do my own thing, like, and have the courage to do that and perpetuate that as if this is like the same type of event or even a better event as something at a club or a bar or something that you're not accepted at, or someone that's just not looking to you to book for, or you gotta jump through 8 different loopholes to get into. Like, I don't know personally, but like I've definitely heard a lot of situations where it's like, man, like, I don't even know if this is going to happen to, like, a DJ, like, I don't know, relying on this type of, like, an artist relying on DJing and stuff like that for a living and, like, to keep going. Like, yo, it's like, I don't know. Do you think that, like, do you think that you have to rely on more, like, DIY or, to, like, make ends meet sometimes? Or do you, or can you, or is the atmosphere so where you can kind of get by playing the clubs or playing the things and they paying people and they doing stuff right? Like, how is it? Like,
I think like to get by, most of your bread would kind of like low key come from like DIY, but DIY from other people, if that makes sense. Like, for example, like I could write out an email to like a club and they don't reply, but like someone could DM me and be like, oh, you want to play this warehouse party? Like, you try and get parts, or you feel me? Like, so I think, but that person as well is also coming from like the same like state of mind. Like, yo, like these clubs, like they're not giving me what I want, so I'm just gonna, make my own thing and book the DJs that I want, like the sounds that I'm trying to hear, because like a lot of these clubs, like they'll book what they think people want to hear, and sometimes people want to hear it, sometimes
they don't even know.
Sometimes they don't even know, like, or sometimes they don't care, But the thing is about like these warehouse parties, they revolve around like the sound, so like I think that's also like very pleasing to like know that like people are actually going in and like really thinking like, yo, this is the vibe that I want. Like, this is what I'm trying to hear. Like, sometimes it's more so like with the club owners, you either have to like adjust your sound so that way they're going to want to like book you, or like you have to like, I guess like I feel like you always have to adjust it. Like, it's weird. Like, warehouse parties, like, they just book you because, like, people already know you about to play the shit. So, like, you don't have to adjust it. Like,
You
But yeah, I don't know. Most of my bread comes from like people's own events. It doesn't come from like playing at like these like clubs and bars. Like that's like 10% of my bread that I get. Like yeah, it's like 10%.
Fuck that, yo. How'd you land something like V files? I think I remember asking you before. Like how'd you land it so we can all write it down? No, I'm joking. But like, and what is that like? Like what? Like that's like a V files is doing a lot.
Yeah, they are.
Artists, like local artists and stuff like that. And, like, shouts out to them because
V Files is lit. Shouts out to Ariel. So with V Files, I think a good quality to have is not being fearful and not being, how you say it, I guess like being humble, like in a way. Cause like sometimes like what I'll do is like I'll always like I spend hours like emailing people. Like I'll always send out emails, even if it's just to be like, hey, like it's Women's Month. Like if you're looking for a DJ or if you know anyone who's looking for a DJ, I'm here. Right. Here's my shit. Here's my website, my EPK. I got you. Like I got this under my belt. You feel me? Like whatever equipment.
There's like a business side to it.
A business side is very important. That's how you like reach out to like, besides like, in a way, like social media is a business too. So like reaching out to people like via social media and all of that, like it all like coincides together. But I'm always emailing people, seeing what's up, like especially like other like queer based like companies like and stuff like that. Like Facebook is like super important. I'll reach out to like people on Facebook, but a lot of the time like people will sense your vision and see your vision through what you like tell them and what they see that you're doing. So like that's also like, it's kind of like making like a fan base, but like on the business side of it, if that makes sense. Like
no, just like throwing yourself at the
if
wall.
You're on if you're on Instagram, you're scrolling on somebody's page and they're cool, like you're either gonna comment or like their photo or message them, right? So like if you see like a company that like coincides with like what you believe in or like your aesthetic and like how you feel about music, like why not reach out to them and
like
tell
I will
them
fit perfectly in your thing.
Like I mean, hey, but I mean, V-Files was like really cool. It was really just like came in. I spent for like I think like 2 hours. Yeah, like 2 hours in the store. Like it was really cool. It was just chilling. Like it wasn't too much, you know. Like it was just really relaxed. It was chilling. Like I was meeting like mad like different people. Like it was like super cool. I like putting myself in situations where I can like talk to people and shit, even like when I don't feel like talking, because like that makes me feel better. Like if you see somebody come into the store dancing, like you gonna start dancing too, you feel me? Like so that was like a really cool vibe. Like
because I've seen a lot of different type of people walk through there, you know what I mean? Like so an opportunity like that is fucking rocket shit, you know? It
was dope.
Hell yeah. What do you got planned for the future? You got any nice gems you can drop? Any kind of crazy parties you come up?
I'm actually working on an EP right now. It's gonna be like a bunch of like club bangers. Okay. It's gonna be called Love Club. So it's like it's gonna like pretty much be an arrangement of like tech to like Jersey club, Bolly funk, and like ballroom house. So like it's gonna kind of like be like gradient and like Afrobeat. But that's the vibe I'm working on. I also have like a few photo shoots like on the back burner that are about to come up. And I'm just like trying to stay alive. Like, you know, you feel me? I'm out here like in terms of like gigs, we got House Fire on April 4th, and then like it's every like first Thursday of the month. And
that's a really good event, yo. I really like it. The Dolphin has a nice system. It's really good in there. Who's that?
I was so excited about that. Like, Like it's so like liberating hearing your sound like next to the speakers. Like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This explains why people say dancing in there. Like,
yeah.
And that's with that's with Actually and Alex Extra. I forget her name. Yeah.
Alice Extra.
What's up? I really enjoy that event. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
I've seen you, yo. But yo, thanks for coming on and talking to me.
Of course. This is so fun.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah, this is lit.
I'm looking forward to new events and stuff like that and watching you soar into the sky.
I'm so excited. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Summertime about to be lit. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. But today's like the first day of spring, right?
Yeah. I think I might drop like my first party on like the first day of summer.
Okay.
Like that is like
when is
in
that?
the works.
June 22nd?
Yeah, I believe so. Ooh, I might be in Cali too. That's in the works.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a small West Coast tour.
Okay. What?
That's all
what?
I'm gonna say.
Wait, what?
That's all I'm gonna say. Shh.
This is up. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess like you guys can follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. What's your stuff?
At DJ Love So Witchy on everything like Twitter, Instagram, Bandcamp, SoundCloud.
Oh, you got Bandcamp.
Yes, I got the Bandcamp.
Okay.
Yeah, I be posting my mixes on there too, just in case like people feel like just like roaming on Bandcamp. Yeah. Usually I'll also like try to like promote other people's like music on Bandcamp too, and I love when people send me like new music to play too and like shit to remix. So that's like also a thing.
Okay.
If you have music or anything, send it to my email, which is like in my bio on Instagram. You still gotta go there.
Still gotta go through the grind.
Yes.
You can't see through out of that. Oh yeah.
This is so funny.
All right. FraudTax.
Hey.
Out. I don't know
we
how
out.
to end this.